Professor Ubier's house.
Looks pretty creepy. I'd been away from Paris and hadn't seen Nico for nearly 6 months. I wanted to celebrate our reunion, but she had other plans. An appointment with an archaeologist. Something to do with a Mayan stone she came across while researching the story. The guy who answered the door didn't look much like an archaeologist to me. I had a bad feeling about this.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie. Today we're jumping into our next blind Let's Play point-and-click adventure game, and we are in Broken Sword 2, The Smoking Mirror. I'm pretty excited to play this one. I went into the first one not really expecting much and not really sure if I was actually going to like it. Ended up really loving the game. So did my wife. She actually ended up playing it as her first adventure game. Which is really cool. So, yeah, I put it off for a while because I wanted to play a few other things, but it's time to start this one. So, that was quite an interesting beginning there, just jumping straight into the action. So, now we got to deal with this spider here. Trying to stamp at it doesn't seem to do anything. We don't seem to have any inventory. If we do, I'm not sure how to access it.
The bookcase was too big and heavy to move.
Bookcase was too big and heavy to move.
The bookcase was too big and heavy to move.
But I'm sorry, I accidentally clicked on this before I started talking, but George said something about it being supported by a block over here. There we go. Okay.
Maybe I'd been a little heavy-handed, but it was a question of survival. Of course, I was still tied to a chair in a burning house with no means of escape.
Alright, so we have dealt with the spider. Now, what do we do with this thing here? Interesting hook just sitting behind the bookcase like that.
With one mighty bound, our hero was free. Now, I had to deal with that fire.
Alright, what do we got here? There's something over there we can pick up. Something here we can
Highly
pick up.
artistic, but of very little practical use.
What is it?
It was an oddly designed candle holder with a coil of metal shaped like a snake.
Candle holder, huh?
The bureau had a sliding lid.
Let's open the bureau up.
Inside, I found a bottle of tequila. Normally, I didn't drink strong spirits, but today was far from normal. Ew. Disgusting.
Drink it. I just wanted to pick it up.
Not only did the tequila burn like hell, I just managed to stop myself from swallowing the worm.
A worm?
There was something short, fleshy and gross on the carpet. It was the worm from the bottle of tequila.
Gross. What do we got over here?
That dart was sharper than a mosquito's business end, but this didn't deter me from getting it anyway.
Dart, okay. Nico's handbag.
It was a stylish little canvas number containing a lipstick, a handwritten note, and a pair of nylon panties with a large love heart emblazoned across the front. It occurred to me that Nico's tastes must have really changed while I was away. Well, they could be useful.
Interesting. Okay. Is there something we can use to deal with the fire here? What is this? That looks like
It was a
something.
soda fountain, perfect for mixing with drinks or squirting at clowns.
Soda fountain. Let's go.
There was no pressure in the siphon. I guess it was out of gas.
Great. The question is, how long do we have to deal with this fire?
I racked my brains to think of a way to improvise a fire extinguisher. If only I'd stopped for a coffee at the airport.
What is this? Hold on.
It was neat. It wasn't my color. And
Lipstick. Alright.
I
What is
wasn't
this?
going to touch the box after that spider had been inside it. It was the box that spider had crawled from.
Is there anything over here? How do we improvise a fire extinguisher? Anything else over here to interact with, or do we have everything?
I'd drunk enough of that.
Yeah, I don't want to drink anymore.
I wasn't going to get through those sturdy bars. It was a pair of red, lace-trimmed panties decorated with a large black satin heart. That was no good. No. It was that itsy-bitsy tequila worm. I really must remember to take it out of my pants before I send them to the laundry.
Okay, so why did we pick the worm? Can we use the worm with the bottle? No. Okay. Lipstick with the bottle. The spritzer bottle. Or the, dart. Nope. Should we read the note?
I guess I had no business reading the note, but I figured it might give me a clue to what Nico was involved in. It was from Andre Labanau, the history student Nico had known at college. The letter was sentimental
Andre.
mush, and revealed that the exotic lingerie, as he called it, was a gift from him. It gave his telephone number. Labanau figured himself as a rival for Nico's affections, but I couldn't believe that that creep was in the running.
Let me open this.
The cabinet was locked.
Use the dart to pick the lock. Alright.
As I released the lock, something blew the doors open.
What?
I couldn't think of a use for a burst cylinder.
Awfully close to that fire there, George.
That cylinder was hot. I couldn't pick it up with my bare hands.
Alright, use the underwear.
The panties I'd found in Nico's bag were just what I needed to wrap around the hot cylinder.
unrealistic that this fire wouldn't have spread by now, but I appreciate the complexity of the puzzle here.
The cylinder gave out a faint hiss as the valve opened.
Good. Let's put that fire out now.
Now I had one primed up and ready to use extinguisher. With a well-aimed squirt of his soda fountain, our unshakable hero saved the day. Now it was time to start looking for Nico.
Alright.
I wasn't going to burn myself on that red-hot doorknob, and it wasn't the time for subtlety.
Let's go, George. What I got over here?
I'd found a piece of newspaper folded in two. It referred to a forthcoming eclipse of the sun. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be visible from Europe. The best place to view the eclipse would be Mexico. Much as I disliked him, Labano might be my only hope of finding Nico. Hi, Andre?
Who is this?
It's George Stobart, Nico's boyfriend.
Don't you mean ex-boyfriend?
Look, I didn't call you just to pick a fight. I need to talk to you about Nico.
Can't you accept she's just not interested in you?
Listen, Andre, we need to talk. Nico's life depends on it.
Okay. You remember the cafe at Montfaucon?
Sure. Andre? You better show, you creep. I felt an irrational urge to wipe my ear.
Montfaucon, huh?
It was locked.
Alright, can we do this again?
The tiny point was only of use for picking small locks.
Okay. Guess let's go through the main door then. Or is there anything else in here to look at before we leave? Obviously we're not going to find Nico right now, but
The door was locked. I didn't fancy my chances of kicking this door down.
this one's locked as well.
The tiny point was only...
Okay. Can we kick this one in?
It was locked.
Okay, so we're locked in. Anywhere we can go? No. Back upstairs it is.
It was a small cylinder which seemed to have exploded. I couldn't think of it.
No reason to do anything with that. Anything on the floor here?
The cabinet was already open. I wasn't going to touch the box.
Okay, we're not going to touch the box. Why is it interactable then?
It was the box that spider had crawled from.
Can we move it somehow? Let's look at the newspaper, actually.
It was the newspaper clipping referring to the imminent eclipse. Wrapped inside it was another small piece of paper. It was a bank statement for Ubier's account from an automatic telling machine. The last 5 withdrawals were for large amounts, and all made in Marseille. It was Ubier's bank statement.
Okay. Alright. Picture? Is there anything hidden behind it? Missed that before.
Nice couple. Ubier and his wife, I guess.
Okay, we can look at the painting.
It was an oddly designed candle holder with a coil of metal shaped like a snake. Highly artistic, but of very little practical use.
That's what you think, but I don't know.
The bookcase had fallen on its front, making it impossible to reach the books inside.
We could try to stand it back up. Oh, rope.
The rope was shredded and no possible use to me.
Okay.
I wasn't touching that spider goo.
No spider goo, huh? Alright, how am I supposed to get out of here?
I'd already ransacked Nico's handbag, and besides which, the color didn't suit me. I wasn't going to get through those sturdy bars.
Alright, there's gotta be something that I'm missing here.
I couldn't think of a use for... The cabinet was already...
Yeah, the cabinet's already open. I got it. Alright. Is there a key anywhere?
There was no one else I wanted to call. The door was locked. No, I had to think of something else. That wouldn't work. That was... The front door was made of hard wood, supported by a sturdy frame.
Sturdy frame, huh?
Whatever lay beyond the door was going to remain a mystery. The front door was made of hard wood, supported by a sturdy frame. The door was locked.
Okay, yes, the door is locked. What am I missing here? No. Interesting. No. So we can pick this up again.
I'd drunk in...
Why can we look at the painting?
The photograph wasn't any use to me. The bookcase was too heavy to lift. Besides, I had more important things to do than shift furniture, saving my neck for one. I had no time to sit around. The projecting bracket had served its purpose. There was nothing else I could do with it. The rope was shredded and no possible use to me. The rope was
Is there somewhere over here? Oh, is this a drawer over here or something? Ah.
In the drawer was a small decorated pot. The pot contained a key.
Great.
It looked like a house key.
How? Alright, let's use the key on the door. See if it'll open the front door.
I unlocked the door.
Alright. Will it also work on the side door?
The house key didn't fit this lock.
Okay. House key doesn't fit that lock.
I wasn't looking forward to meeting Labano again, but he was my only link with Nico.
Alright, let's go find Andre. Here we are, Montfaucon.
There was no
Hey.
sign of Labano when I got to the cafe. I decided to order a coffee and wait for him.
That's not the cop from the first game, is it? Can I wander around at all?
I had no place to go except back to... Besides, I didn't want to miss Labano, so I decided to sit tight and wait. I had no desire to go down into the sewers.
Nothing to do with Montfaucon. Okay. We go in the cafe.
It was too hot to sit inside the cafe. Besides, I might miss Labano.
Alright. So we got nowhere to go.
The man at the next table looked somehow familiar.
Was it the cop drinking on the job in the last
Pardon
game?
me, but don't I know you?
Huh?
You were here the day I found the catacombs.
I was? Ah, yes. I remember you.
Yeah. Are you still in the police force?
No, not anymore. I'm a man of leisure. And what brings you back to Paris?
My girlfriend.
What it is to be young and in love. Will you share a bottle of wine with me?
Hey, listen, I'd love to, but I need to keep a clear head.
So my company isn't good enough for you.
Have you ever heard of a Professor Oubier?
No, monsieur. I don't recall the name.
Well, apparently he's an expert on Mayan art and history.
A little out of my field of experience, monsieur. If he'd been a serial killer or a sodomite, I might have been able to help.
Try talking to him again.
Why did you leave the police?
I was forced to retire. The golden handshake. Only in my case, it was more copper than gold.
How come?
I was made a scapegoat to cover up the department's inefficiencies.
What do you make of this dart?
I remember a case where the victim was killed with just such a device. The poison acted in seconds, causing his body to swell up like an inflatable life raft.
What do you make of this news cutting?
Orphanage supplied fast food chain?
No, it's the article above that.
Oh! Total eclipse of the sun. Well, that's very dull in comparison. I don't know anything about eclipses.
Tell me what you make of this note.
From my years of experience, I gained a pretty good insight into handwriting. I'd say that note was written by a compulsive, obsessive type with an Oedipus complex.
Hey, you got just about everything apart from the ponytail.
Alright. Is there something we need to do here? I mean, there must be, but... We show him the jar?
He wouldn't have wanted that.
Never mind. Alright, let's go and save here at the cafe. Try talking to the waiter.
Oh, garçon. He ignored me. I'm sure it was deliberate.
How rude. Okay, so clearly there's something we need to do.
Hey, you.
Quoi?
I'd like a cup of coffee if you don't mind.
When I finish serving this gentleman.
You finished serving him. Alright, what if we put the worm
That was no good.
in the glass? Can we interact with... Oh no, okay.
Un café.
Thanks.
Had to talk to him a couple times.
Do you know a guy called André Lobineau?
Oui, I know him. What of it?
I'm supposed to meet him here. Did I miss him?
No, I have not seen him today.
Have you heard of Professor Oubier?
Oui. He married that actress, the little dachshund. They used to come here. The nutty professor and the movie star.
If Oubier's wife was a movie star, how come I never heard of her?
She was big in France. The world doesn't stop at Hollywood. Her stage name was Carol Climax. She died in suspicious circumstances.
How did Oubier's wife die?
I heard he shot her.
And got away with it?
He had a good lawyer and a watertight alibi.
Why would an eminent public figure like Oubier risk everything for murder?
He wouldn't be the first, would he? Besides, people like him always get off.
Do you know that man over there?
I should think so. He's a regular customer.
Look at this. A poison dart.
Ah oui, sure.
It's the real thing. Knocked my girlfriend out cold in a matter of seconds.
Romantic. Sounds like a real close relationship you have going.
What does that guy keep pouring out of his flask?
Absinthe.
Absinthe? I thought that was highly dangerous and outlawed in France.
It is. Don't look at me, I didn't sell it to him.
That's all.
Thank you.
There's Andre.
Well, well, this is a surprise, Georgie.
I wouldn't normally call you, but Nico's in trouble, Andre. Deep trouble. You have to help me find her.
What? What have you dragged her into this time?
It was you that recommended Professor Oubier as an expert on Mayan art. Now his butler's kidnapped her, and he tried to kill me.
Every time she gets involved with you, there is trouble. Walking out on her was the best thing you could do.
My father was dying, damn it. I had no choice.
Well, she soon recovered once she went back to her old friends.
Drop it, Andre. Right now, Nico's in danger, and we have to work together.
So, how can I help?
Nico needed to speak to Oubier about a stone.
Oh, you mean this stone?
So that's what all the trouble's about.
Looks like a cell phone.
Precisely. Nicole told me to guard it with my life.
Well, it's worth more than that, surely.
Oh, very funny.
What's funny is that your life really is on the line.
What are you talking about?
The stone is a Mayan artifact, dummy. And the guy who kidnapped Nico was from Central America. It was the stone they were after.
Oh my god, you mean I could be in danger too?
Probably, yes.
What do you suppose the carving on the stone means?
I don't know. I haven't shown it to anyone.
Why don't you just give it to me?
I don't want your death on my conscience, George.
Where did Nico get the stone?
It was sent to her.
From where? Who?
I'm not sure I should tell you.
Oh, you should.
It was something to do with smuggling.
Smuggling, huh?
Does Oubier employ a guy from Central America?
Maybe. I don't know.
You never been to his house? I thought you guys were pals.
Fellow academics, Georgie. It's not quite the same thing.
Voice actor sounds different for Andre, and it did for the cop also. Supporting characters make sense.
Why didn't Nico take the stone to Oubier?
I don't know. Perhaps she suspected something like this would happen.
If she's been hurt, Andre, I'll break every bone in your body.
No, that's typical of you. Do you think I don't care what happens to Nicole?
It occurred to me that slugs don't have bones to break, but I kept that thought to myself. What do you think this is, Andre?
I don't know.
I'll give you a clue. It's got more backbone than you.
You think you're amusing, don't you?
Tell me about your friend Oubier.
He's more of a professional acquaintance than a friend.
I see. So you don't really know him at all.
No, I don't.
What can you tell me about this pot?
South or Central American, I'd say. I have a friend who'd be able to tell you more.
Where can I find this guy?
He owns a gallery on the left bank, the Gliese Gallery.
Take a look at this, Andre.
It's a bank statement.
Yeah, Professor Oubier's account. 5 large cash withdrawals in the space of 3 days. All from an automatic teller in Marseille. Suspicious, isn't it?
You're even more crazy than you were before.
See you later.
Goodbye, Georgie.
Goodbye, Andre. He was a lot nicer in the first game.
I've had enough of your games, Kala. Tell me what you've done with my stone.
I thought your business was simply smuggling cocaine, Karzak. Why are you so interested in that stone?
Either you tell me what I want to know, or Pablo here will make you talk.
Okay. Well, I figured someone at the university would be able to help. So I had a word with one of my girlfriends, and she told me her boyfriend was a lecturer. I sent the stone to the Department of Ethnology. You know, I figured it was South American, so... You're not buying this, are you?
That's enough! I don't have time to listen to your mindless prattle. We'll leave you to think it over. Come the morning, you'll be ready to talk.
Well then. Alright, I think we're gonna save it here. Yeah. I think we're gonna call it there for tonight. Didn't make a whole lot of progress. We got through the first puzzle. Found that key. I don't know how I was supposed to see that drawer. That was just good old-fashioned pixel hunting there. Seems like there's a lot more to do here than there was in the first game right at the beginning, which is interesting. I guess they assume that you played the first game, that you're, knowledgeable about how it works with the puzzles and questions and everything. So it's cool. I've got pretty high hopes for this one. Pretty good so far. We've already got like half our inventory bar full of stuff, and some of it we've already used, but it's still in our inventory, so I guess we might need it again. I don't know, I guess we'll see. So thanks for joining me in this first episode. We'll pick it up in a couple days here with episode 2. For now, thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day.